Chapter 18, A Dog's Promise. Grant was the first to react. "So you're 15 and you're as tall as you're ever gonna be?" he snorted. Chase Dad frowned. "Really, Grant? That's all you've got to say?" Grant's grin dropped. He gave one thing a look and then glanced away. "Is it true?" Burke asked softly. "Is what true?" "What?" Grant said. "No, you could still grow a touch. I guess they just feel you're most likely reached adult size." "You're taller than I am, Burke." Burke licked his lips. "No. I mean that I'm going to have my surgery." "Is it really true?" We had many nights after that when Burke did not sleep much. I sensed he was anxious and afraid, and did my best to do steady in bed, lying there next to him, offering him all the support I could give him. "What if it doesn't work, Cooper?" he whispered to me in the dark. I licked his hand. I was perplexed when Chase Dad and Grant moved the couch out of the living room and in its place in an upright structure that had rails like the ones Grandma held when she went up the stairs, except these didn't slant up or down. I was very suspicious of the thing. It reminded me of the ladder lying on the floor of the barn, except there were no rungs and it was almost as high as Grant's shoulders. In the corner they pulled and twisted on a machine with cables and lead plates until, panting, they stood back and looked at it. Grant sat on a low chair in front of the machine and pushed pedals, and the metal plates guided up and down, clanging. I sniffed it and found it utterly unremarkable, except for the fact that my bed was now across the room and the couch was out in the barn. Whatever they were doing, they were certainly causing the dog of the house a great inconvenience, though I later discovered I could lie on the couch in its new location, and no one ever told me to do off. Not long after the machine displaced my dog bed, everyone left in the morning, and I stayed behind and felt abandoned. I restlessly crawled in and out of the dog door, leaving footprints and marks in the snow. I paced and sniffed my dog bowl, eventually wound up lying on the back in the couch in the barn. I missed Lacey. When the family returned, I ran out to greet them, wagging and jumping up, hoping they wouldn't find out about the couch. Then I realized Burke was not with them. I slept upstairs on Grant's bed the next several nights, but kept going into Burke's room to see if he had returned. I remembered Lacey and the puppies being taken away from me by Ava and Sam. Dad, was this what happened with Burke? Would I never see him again? "Hey, Cooper, hey," Grant whispered to me in the darkness. "I know you're worried. He'll be home soon, I promise." Grant's hands on my fur was comforting, but I needed my boy back. "God, I hope it worked," he muttered. He wasn't sleeping well either. Maybe we both needed Burke. Grandma and Chase Dad spent a lot of time speaking quietly with Grant out of the room. "I didn't understand there would be so much pain," Grandma lamented. I sensed her sadness and fear, and went to her chair and lay at her feet. "His leg muscles have never communicated with his brain before. They've got a lot of things to say. It's overwhelming his nervous system," Chase Dad observed. "They said it is normal, to be expected. They don't want to give him too much in the way of painkillers because they don't want to interfere with his nerves establishing a connection." "He's so brave," Grandma said. "You can see it in his face how much it hurts him." Grandma left every day but was always home in time for dinner. I could smell Burke on her sleeves, and it occurred to me that perhaps she was able to find him, so the next time she walked to her car I tried to get in with her, but she ordered me out. I knew, though, that his scent meant he was not like Lacey after the snake, not like Judy the old goat in the yard. He was out there somewhere. I paced the house, panting, imagining he might be at the base of some stairs, needing assist. They gave Burke a sponge bath today. "Thank God," Grandma told Chase Dad at dinner while they were having fish. "I like chicken better, also beef, but I will eat fish if it offered," and was sitting under Grandma's chair. Grant had left with some friends. Now I was anxious he wouldn't come back. I realized that over time I had developed a real longing to have all the people I cared about, Ava, Sam, Dan, and Wenling included, together here, where I could keep an eye on all of them. Chase Dad was laughing. "He's full-on teenage boy, that's for sure. I don't know why they can't smell themselves." Grandma was laughing too. I wagged at all the mirth, but sometimes, even though people are really happy, they don't give fish to a dog. Then there was a long pause before Chase Dad spoke again. "Any improvement? Any progress?" "Not yet, Chase. I'm worried it didn't work," Grandma replied. "You're worried?" Dad asked. "I'm scared to death." A moment later, Grandma fled to her bedroom, and I followed. I put a paw on her leg, but she did not stop crying. for some time. Not too many days after that, I was napping on the floor, but jerked awake when I heard a car door. Cooper, Burke! I bolted through the dog door and ran to him, sobbing. He was sitting in his chair, and I jumped onto his lap. Cooper! He was laughing and sputtering as I licked his face. My boy was home! My boy was home! Down! Stop! I could barely do pull to help his chair in the snow. I was so excited. Wendling came over and everyone sat in the living room to talk. Then Chase, Dad, and Grant went out to the barn. Grandma made a foul-smelling drink. Do you want green tea too, Burke? She asked. Sure. So what did the doctor say? Wendling asked Burke as Grandma handed him a cup of liquid. I'd eaten a lot of things in my life, but I could barely stand in the same room with that steaming cup, which was billowing vile odors into the air. I must say I'm not a tea fan myself. I guess it's going to take a lot longer. I mean, I knew I wouldn't jump out of bed and start playing basketball, but I thought I'd be able to at least move my feet. I have sensation, though, like my legs sort of itch, a burning itch. It's a lot better than it was just a few days ago. I had the worst cramps you can imagine. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, I can feel my legs swelling. Not the way I can feel my arms, but there's something. The neurosurgeon told me everything went fine. I start PT tomorrow. When are you coming back to school? When I can walk in that front door. Wendling frowned. Okay, but you're already a week behind. What happens if you miss too much of a second semester? You won't be able to graduate with our class. So I'll repeat a sophomore semester in the fall. I don't actually care about when I graduate. Being older has always worked out for Grant, Burke replied. He took a sip from his cup. Oh my God, you drink this stuff? Every day after that, a man named Hank came to see me to play with Burke. I liked him. He had clean-smelling hands, and his hair wasn't on top of his head. It was under his chin. He carried the scent of several different dogs with him. Hank would hold Burke's feet and tell him to push. I didn't know what that meant, and apparently neither did Burke, because he didn't do anything. There you go, Hank would say. See that? I felt that. Nothing happened, Hank, Burke replied dismally. What are you talking about? You practically punted me across the room. You're going to have to build some goalposts in here. We also started spending time on the strange wooden contraption. Burke would stand holding the wooden railings, and Hank would stand behind him. Burke would twitch his feet a little. What was he doing? Hank clapped his hands. Look at you dance. You're a dance fool. Stop lying to me, Hank, Burke snapped. Sometimes Grandma would watch. I don't understand why I'm not making any progress. Why can't I walk? Burke complained to her one day after Hank left. Honey, they said it would take time, Grandma said. No, it's been more than 2 months. They told me I would be able to take steps after 60 days, but I can't even move my dang feet. The anguish in Burke's voice made me whimper. Cooper knows you're upset. You are such a wonderful dog, Cooper, Grandma told me. Whatever had happened, Burke was not the same person. Sit, Cooper, stay, he told me harshly when Hank was not there. He was struggling to climb up onto the living room ladder. I had been trying to assist. They wouldn't. Why wouldn't he let me help him? One time he lay face down and slammed his fist on the floor. Grandma came to a doorway but didn't say anything. I went to her wagon seeking comfort. She stroked my ears. I felt so little happiness in the house, even as the days grew warmer and noisy birds fluttered in the trees. We had a dinner and everyone said happy birthday to Grant, something I had come to associate with intoxicating sweetness in the air, flowing from the table and into my nose. Though I never had an opportunity to sample whatever it was, I certainly was on hand to take advantage of my offers. That day I sat and stared with all the intensity I could muster, but no one correctly interpreted my expression. Pretty wet start to the summer, Chase Dad said in a quiet moment. Oh, my God, Dad, I knew you were going to say that, Grant howled. You say it every time I have my birthday. Everyone was laughing until Burke spoke. I told myself a long time ago that the day Grant turned 18, I would race him out to the apple orchard and beat him. I can't even stand up. Burke, Grandma whispered. I knew my boy needed me and went and put my head in his lap. We need to face it, he continued, not stroking me, though I was right there. Something went wrong. I'm never getting out of this damn chair. The end. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.